Hi viewers. I want to talk about the pronunciation of English S. Of course, when I talk about the pronunciation of S, I'm including the pronunciation of Z, Z, because S and Z are the same, except that Z is voiced and S is voiceless. The S sound in English is a very strong sound. It has very strong airflow, and that's going to be important in producing a good S sound. S also has a high pitch, and if we don't hear the high pitch, we don't recognize S completely. So we have to use air and the space the air goes into to make a higher pitch. To do that, I want to describe a way to understand how to position your mouth and tongue to produce an S. I'd like you to think about a target. Here we have a target, and we want to have a direct hit straight to the middle of the target. And in this case, our arrow is going to be airflow. The target for S is behind the front teeth. So we are inside the mouth looking forward, out the front. And here we have a space that is at the top, close to the roof of the mouth, but it's a little opening here. And this little space is our target for producing an S. And it's a small target. In order to make an S, we have to, here we have the front tooth, the big front tooth. Here we have the smaller bottom tooth. And you can see that the bottom tooth comes up. It's not touching the front tooth, almost touching. And it leaves a little space at the top where a small jet of air can come in and hit the target right here. And it's really hitting the back of a tooth at the very top. If the direction of the airflow or the jet of air isn't directly to this target, then if it goes up like this, we begin to hear an SH sound, shh, but not exactly an SH and not exactly an S. Also, this is the IPA symbol for sh. The sh sound is a weaker sound than S. It's a little weaker because the air is not hitting into a small space. If, here again, we have the front tooth, the bottom tooth. In the case of producing the TH sound, the bottom tooth is lower. So you see there's a bigger space here, from here to here. And if you direct the airflow down, instead of here, we will hear something that sounds like the TH sound. And the TH sound is very weak. So there is a lot of difference between the sound of an S and the sound of a TH. And listeners will hear that difference very clearly. We have some English speakers who have difficulty for some reason in producing the S sound. They will often make more of a TH sound. It's not a TH sound, but it's between a TH sound and an S sound. And we have a name for that. They have a lisp. And a lisp in English is considered a speech defect, which requires speech therapy. So we are familiar with this mispronunciation of the S sound. Now that you know the target and the direction, we need to talk about the tongue. Because of course the tongue is going to direct the air, and it has to direct the air in a very, very small stream of air. So here we have the tongue. The tongue is naturally narrower at the tip, and the tongue has to form at this, where the air is going to come out here. It has to make this little channel very, very small. To do that, we have to raise the sides here, and these muscles on both sides of this little opening have to push up and forward really hard. Now, what you're making when you put your tongue in that position is a funnel. So to make this end of the funnel requires a lot of tongue muscle. And this end is going to be very, very close to the tooth. Almost touching, but not quite touching the tooth. So there's going to be a very small space. There's going to be a very small pipe or flow of air coming out in a big, big, strong burst of air, jet of air. And it's going to hit a tooth, which is a solid object. That's why S is one of the maximum noise-making sounds in English. I hope that has helped you. If your tongue is not channeling air directly into this target and it is down or up, channeling it down or up, then we are not going to hear the high pitch of an S. Tss, tss. We have to hear tss, the high pitch. And we're going to hear weaker sounds. Thanks for watching, and thanks for learning English.